Quadruple dog doozy alert. This video is not for the faint of heart. I used every last brain cell figuring this out, so if I start drooling, call my mom. It's When I'm Down by Chris Cornell. It's a piano song, right? So I guess adapted for guitar for Eddie Wick, Hefty Metal Youth, Guillermo Viana, and anonymous rock stars. But before we get down, so bad. So sorry. I'd like to thank the following people for signing up for the Patreon supporter of the Cause Club: Rory Moon, James Finley, and Sarah de Blasio. Folks, thank you. Thank you for your support. Oh, jeez. And if you'd like to find out what that's all about, the link, of course, is in the description. But first, I highly, highly recommend, you can't even do this without this piece of paper, and you will find it on my website, RyanLent.com. Show notes, and I don't even have the energy to super secret backwards code this. You're looking for When I'm Down. Sometimes the best place to hide is right out in the open. I mean, it doesn't even repeat, not even once. Go get it. One last disclaimer, music, dot every T and cross every I, nuts out there. I was feverishly figuring this out, so if I said sharp when I should have said flat, or if I misnamed a chord by, this much, I apologize in advance. We're going to get through this, and a great place to start would be the intro. We need B flat. You can play it there, but I'm going to play it here as your root 6 major bar chord on the 6th fret, because this is kind of where we need to be-ish. For our second chord, which is going to be G sharp diminished with a B in the bass, ring finger on E7, pointer finger on A5, middle finger on D6, and pinky finger on G7. And then we're going to play a C sharp chord, which would normally be like this, but we're going to do that part of that chord with our pointer finger and put the third F in the bass. So this is C sharp with an F in the bass. And then we're going to flat said F, making it a C sharp minor with an E in the bass. And then we want a regular old C7. I'm try to do that for you, right? I'm struggling with you. What say you now? On to the verse. Start with an F chord. I'd recommend big F, because the second chord is F7. Just free up your pinky finger there. And the piano sus4s this F7, which you can do with your newly freed pinky on the G string 3rd fret. Then A minor. You can sneak your pinky finger to B2 for A major. That's handy. G minor. And then we need E flat, which you can play like normal. Or I like the voicing of the C-shaped E flat. You're going to have pinky on A6, ring finger on D5, pointer finger doing the and your middle finger on B4. But you do you. Either one's great. I like this voicing. And then B flat and B flat minor. I'm going to do that whole line before we move on. And note the little walk in between the A and the G minor. I'm going to play the open A string, the E string 4th fret as I slide into the E string 3rd fret for G minor. So here we go. What say you now? Second line of the verse also begins with F, but then we need G suspended 4, which necessitates Tom Petty G, ring finger on E3, middle finger on A2, and pinky finger on other E3, which frees up your pointer finger to grab the B string 1st fret. Resolve it to regular G by taking your pointer finger off, followed by F7 again, but this F7 isn't quite the right voicing for me. Do it this way if you want, or just play regular F, but I'm going to play baby F and put my pinky finger on the B string 4th fret. Notice you don't have to bar with your pointer finger anymore. It can just grab the E string. It being on the B string would be redundant since the pinky finger's grabbing it anyways, but this B string descending down to B flat is kind of what we're going for, and I think you'll hear it if you play along with the song, followed by B flat minor, and then B flat with a D in the bass. Remember, we just played C sharp with an F in the bass. It's the same thing, but on frets 3 and 5. And the same kind of thing happens. We're flatting this major third to make it a B flat with a D flat in the bass. And then F. Play around with making it an F minor momentarily by lifting off your middle finger and putting it back, and then play C7. I will now play the second line of the verse. does repeat. The second verse is exactly the same as the first verse, but at the very end, the last two measures, don't noodle around on your F, just play it. And then instead of C7, you're going to play C sharp. So starting on the A string 4th fret and D, G, B, 6, your root 5 major bar chord. And that slides into our You'll Only Love Me When I'm Gone. Somebody's going to love somebody when something happens which part. Starts with regular old D minor, A, B flat, A minor, followed by A, D minor. You can walk down to B flat via the A string 3rd fret, B flat. I think it's supposed to be that G sharp diminished with the B flat and the bass thing that's up here, but I'm going to play a very similar chord. It's no easier, no more difficult, but it's in the right spot. B diminished. It's going to be A2 with your pointer finger, D3 with your middle finger, B3 with your ring finger, and G4 with your pinky finger, which slides into, thank goodness, a regular C chord, followed by A with a C sharp in the bass. We know what that is because we just played B flat with a D in the bass. It's the same thing but 1 fret lower. And then D minor. Walk down via the A string 3rd fret, especially this time because we're going into G with a B in the bass, which is A2 and B3, and that's it. That's a really nice walk. And then when I'm down, I'm going to take a little extra trouble here. I think it's worth it, and you have a little extra time. Rather than just play regular B flat minor, we're going to play B flat minor with a D flat in the bass. Pointer finger goes on B2, ring finger goes on G3, middle finger on D3, and pinky finger on A4, followed by E flat. I'm going to do the C shape because it's a nice whole step up, but you do you, if I can get there. All the F. Regular B flat minor, back to F, and then C, C sharp, so might as well just play C this way. So you can play C sharp 1/2 step higher than that. Clear as mud? Good. Get the paper. Play that whole part one strum style so you can kind of hear how the melody fits in there with it. I might take breaks. Into the solo. Chords for which are D minor. The second measure shares with A minor and E flat. I'm going to play this E flat this time. I like the way this more direct version of it butts up against the whole thing. Plus, we're going to B flat next, which this time I'm going to play as your root 6 major bar chord. 6, 8, 8, 7, starting on the E string. Because then we're going to play, well, the piano plays F7 with an A in the bass. We have to make choices here. We can either play F with an A in the bass, that would be your C-shaped bar chord, plus grab that E string 5th fret with your pointer finger. That's great. I'm going to play the C7 shape up here on frets 6, 7, and 8. I want that 7 note in there, the note that your pinky finger's on the G string 8th fret, followed by a regular old, thank goodness, A7, and D minor, walk down to B flat, and play, you guessed it, B diminished. I think, again, it's supposed to be this thing, but this is in the right spot, so no, I'll do that for you. The reaching out part. We're starting to see some familiar elements come together, just not in the same order, of course. So C, A with a C sharp in the bass, followed by, this is great, D minor, followed by D minor major 7. No, don't call my mom. The B string is going down from 3 to 2. It's a minor chord with a major 7 as well as a minor 3, D minor major 7, and then D minor 7. That B string is descending one more to the 1st fret, so pointer finger gets 1st fret E and B string duty, and your middle finger remains on G2. Then regular G, B flat minor, and C7. I'll do that now. I know you hold F, followed by F7 with the sus4 action if you want, A minor, A, G minor, C sharp, B flat, C sharp, 2 for 1. This I'll Only Love You part, it's going to be D minor, A, E flat, B flat, A minor. Now, for the second line, I'm going to play A, and then I'm going to throw that C sharp on the A string 4th fret in there because the bass does some cool walks and you can kind of get it. Then you play D minor and use the walk down note on the A string 3rd fret to go down to B flat, and then, you guessed it, B diminished. So, acceptable. Stretch, one thing for you to keep in mind, it's C and A with a C sharp in the bass. Our walk from D minor, A3, G with a B in the bass, and here's your pause to get the B flat minor with a D flat in the bass. Our E flat, I'm going to do the C shape again because it's this context. And then all the time is just a loop of F and B flat minor. My very best stab at figuring out how to play Chris Cornell's When I'm Down, adapted for guitar. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that was fun and helpful, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye.